Hello and welcome to another Damon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at StarTropics on the NES. If you've never played the game before, it's basically a Zelda clone. The whole point is you walk around this sub-world, which I'll show you in a bit, and, well, go into dungeons and fight enemies and the likes. The start screen is actually the start screen of Zelda. It doesn't really matter though what you choose your name as, because you're still Mike. But basically you start the game on this little section here and you just have to go to this first village, which is dead easy to find. You've then, in different villages you have to do different things. It's always speaking to people, but it's different people. This one you have to go speak to this tribal village elder guy who tells you about your uncle and seeing how he's been kidnapped and the like. So it's the story's pretty standard and all that. It's nothing too important. Well, I say important. It's nothing too wow-worthy or anything like that. But it is a NES game, so come on. Back then, possibly Nintendo's best story was, "Oh my God, Princess Peach has been kidnapped again." So anyway, you make your way into the first dungeon. The shaman tells you some stuff, and it's not really anything useful or anything. And then it saves you data. Basically, every time you go into a dungeon, it will save you data, and also every time you do anything important. So, starting off, as you can see, everything's completely changed. You can now jump, you can now attack. In the bottom right corner, you've got a life limit, you've also got hearts, which is your energy. Just like Zelda, you can increase your hearts by collecting a big heart, but unlike Zelda, instead of giving you just one, it gives you 3, which is pretty cool. So, it is, as I say though, it is basically a Zelda clone. Your weapon you've got, your standard weapon, allows you to attack 2 squares in front of you, but you can't move or attack in 8 directions. So it's nothing at all like Utopia 2 or the more advanced Zeldas. It's just basically a standard Zelda clone, as I say. Those stars, basically when you collect enough of the stars, it refills some of your health. You can also collect hearts from enemies sometimes, and they'll just straight out refill your health. You can also find potions, which basically refill a large amount of health when you use them. Every single item you get in this, in this dungeon or any dungeon, is exclusive to the dungeon. So if you get a baseball bat, which allows you to use it about 20 times to kill enemies, and naturally it's more powerful than your little star thing here, then, star yo-yo thing, then basically it means that the baseball bat, if you don't use it all by the end of the dungeon, then it loses. So you automatically get rid of it. Or, as I say, there's loads of different items though, and they're all exclusive to the dungeons and the likes. So there's torches, baseball bats, slingshots. So when you get them, you don't need to worry and think, "Oh, I best save this for a boss later on because it's going to be hard." You might as well just use them up. Gonna shut up for a few seconds and let you listen to the music now. So there we go then, that's a little bit of the music. The whole point of the gameplay is, as I say, you walk around this sub-world, you can't do anything other than talk to people and find hearts and the likes and secret caves. When you go into the dungeon, there's all sorts of puzzles to be found, and basically they usually involve you jumping on green switches like this. You never know which one is actually a switch or not, and there's also multiple routes that sometimes are quite nice and they give you little portions and the likes, but sometimes they're actually quite evil, and as soon as you walk through the door you'll die. So it's pretty fun that way, because it's one of those things where if you've got a multiple choice you think, "Oh well, which way should I go, which one's going to kill me, which one's going to be nice, and which is the right way." So you don't have to worry though, because even though you do get killed, when you lose a life, you go basically to a checkpoint. The checkpoints are invisible and they're all over the place in the dungeons, so every now and then you'll walk through them without realising, so when you die, you'll spawn there. If you lose all your lives, however, you do have to start the dungeons again. It's not much of a hardship though, because the dungeons do only take about 15-20 minutes, I mean 30 possibly at the longest, you know, and that's even if you're being really thorough. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad game or anything, because you'll beat it so quickly, because there's actually tons of dungeons on the game. There's 8 chapters overall, and each chapter has at least 1 dungeon, but some have 2, 3, 4, so it is a pretty lengthy game. So if you like Zelda games and the likes, then pretty much all I can say is get this, because it's just as difficult and the likes. When it first starts off you'll be dying all the time, but then you'll slowly get used to it, and then you'll end up getting up to parts again where it's really hard. It's not exactly made any easier though by the controls, because the walking there's a bit of a delay. It's similar if you played Shining Force and the likes. If you walk, then you push the button and it seems that it takes forever to actually do the action. So the best thing to do is pretty much actually tap the button all the time, because it seems to move you out of the way quicker. So if you just want to make a quick getaway out of an enemy's projectile or something. But this is basically the first boss, so there's bosses on all the dungeons and the likes, well, pretty much all the dungeons, but you don't get energy after them, just like you would in Zelda, so it does change slightly. But that's about everything I've got to say. Graphically though, as you can see, in the main world, the graphics aren't anything too special, but then you go into here and they are pretty good.
So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.